al-Tabari, Volume 2, page 298, and al-Sira al-Nabawiyya by Ibn Kathir, al-Sira al-Shamayya, Volume 2, page 314, and Hayat Muhammad, The Life of Muhammad by Haikal, page 152, and Muhammad Rasul Allah, The Messenger of God by Nasr ad-Din, page 105, and the comments, Hawamish al-Sheikh Abdul Halim Mahmud, and his son Muhammad, and al-Rasul in Ramadan by al-Kharbutli, page 31, and Muhammad by Tawfiq al-Hakim, page 24. All these are proofs. Some people tell us, but this is a single tradition. There was no consensus among the Islamic nation. Or, no, this is a fabricated tradition. It is an Israeli tradition. But I'm citing all these big reference books in order to show that there is a huge question mark. What I would like you to pay attention to is what evidence or proof is there in the story that establishes the fact that this is an angel and not a demon.
I myself find these things really depressing.
I'm just showing you a comparison. You asked me what the evidence is in Christianity. I told you, changing lives and the fulfillment of prophecies. But the only evidence cited in all Islamic reference books regarding inspiration is this one here.
As far as you know, there are no other evidences.
Let me add something. Yunus, on the strings of Ibn Ishaq, said, Abdullah ibn al-Hasan ibn Ali ibn Abi Talib narrated, I heard Fatima, the daughter of Hussein, who is his mother, narrating this tradition on the strings of Khadija. Yet I heard her say that she slipped the messenger of God between her body and her clothes, that is, under her shirt, which made Gabriel go away. This is written in al-Sira al-Nabawiyya, the prophetic biography by Ibn Ishaq. Here is another continuation of the same strange anecdote. I'm still quoting till now from the book of Sheikh Khalil Abdul Karim. These are not my words. I don't have the right to speak of my own. These are all Islamic reference books. Sheikh Khalil Abdul Karim used to be a lawyer in religious courts. Till the day he died, he still wore his turban and his kaftan. Let's see what he says here. And another completion of this amazing anecdote is that the test of the person coming to Muhammad, who was called your friend by the purified lady, in order to know if he were an angel or a demon. This test was carried out by the guidance of Waraka ibn Nawfal. He quoted al-Sira al-Halabiyya, Volume 1, page 406. Sheikh Khalil Abdul Karim comments, yet Waraka ibn Nawfal did not command her except to remove her veil, but to make the Great One, this is Muhammad, sit on her thighs, then in her lap, then to slip him in under her shirt, with something of her own making and devise. Khalil Abdul Karim asks, and why that? He himself answers this question, saying, this can be referred to her motherly affection, which became overwhelming toward the Prophet, even after he was 43 years old. This is as far as she is concerned, but as far as the submissive party is concerned, no doubt that the reader cannot miss the fact that he had become exemplary in the field of obedience and modification. She says, sit on my thigh, and he sits. Come on my lap, and he comes. Slip in between my undershirt and my body, and he comes in. He goes on to say, actually, it is a very peculiar anecdote. Have you heard this story before yourself?
I have never heard it before.
And I believe that the viewers haven't heard it either. It is a very nice story. Let me keep going. Let me resume what Khalil Abdul Karim said. He says this points out something to whoever has even one iota of intelligence, that the submissive party started to look at his wife the way a son sees or looks at his beloved mother, who sees his own happiness in keeping her pleased and satisfied, and that whatever she commands must be immediately done. because the affectionate, loving mother will only tell him what is good for him and beneficial, even if he himself doesn't know the identity of the command or the motive behind the whole request. He continues in this line saying, here we find a rare example, an extremely rare example of devotion to the beloved, or rather obliteration of oneself in the beloved one. This even reminds us of the common saying, 2 bodies in 1 spirit. He goes on to say, but we ask, is this an indwelling or an obliteration of self, or is it complete unity? He concludes saying, choose whatever you like. But it is self-evident that this image is less common than red selfa. Instead of the love of the husband-son, or son-husband to the wife-mother, or mother-wife. As a matter of fact, all these things require rethinking or rephrasing, because the mentality of the 21st century is totally different from the mentality of the 1st century after Hijrah. What is the proof of this inspiration? Is that a proof? What evidence does it establish? One should think and understand. These books must be rephrased and analyzed, not to fabricate something new, but they have to explain why this and that happened, and they have to come up with convincing conclusions so that the mind can be convinced.
Another question.
Go ahead.
Can't Satan interfere in the process of inspiration?
Well, can't the devil interfere in the process of inspiration? A reasonable question. A very reasonable question. Actually, I remember what has been written in the book Asbab al-Nuzul, the reasons of revelation in the Quran, the comments on Surah al-Najm, 53, verses 19 and 20. Read, have you all considered Alat and Aruza and Manat, the other who ranks in 3rd place? These were all idols that were worshipped. 3 ones, Alat and Aruza and Manat. Muhammad here inserted words that Imam al-Nasafi and al-Ghalilain said the following about. Al-Nasafi said, he, may peace be upon him, was in an assembly of his people, that is, in their council, and was reciting the surah that says, by the star as it sets, your companion has neither strayed or is he misguided, until he reached the part that says, have you all considered Alat and Aruza and Manat, the other who ranks in 3rd place, his tongue was carried away. Who says that? That's al-Nasafi himself in his book Asbab al-Nuzul. He said that his tongue was carried away and said this supreme semi-gods, their intercession is surely to be sought after. Nasafi continues to say, and it was reported that Gabriel, may peace be upon him, drew his attention to it, so he went and told them that this was from the devil. This is from the commentary of al-Nasafi, volume 3, page 161. So, as an answer to your question, can Satan interfere? Well, yes, obviously.
But we know that when Islam emerged, it put an end to all those idols.
Those worshipped idols.
Yes. And banned those gods and goddesses, taking the form of idols. Yes.
But, as it says here, Satan came, according to al-Nasafi, and inserted or cast among his words these words in order to please the people of Quraysh. And when the people of Quraysh heard that, all of them knelt down and worshipped together with Muhammad. And they said that the Prophet professes our gods. They even sent word to the people who migrated to Ethiopia and told them, now we are reconciled to the people of Quraysh. So the immigrant Muslims returned. Also in the commentary, al-Ghalilain, on this occasion that when the Prophet, may God's peace and prayer be upon him, started to recite Surah al-Najm in a Qurayshite council right after the words, have you all considered Alat and Aruza and Manat, the 3rd one? Satan cast down in his words things that he was not aware of, and this is what he cast down. Those supreme semi-gods whose intercession is truly to be sought after. The word in Arabic means extremely beautiful semi-goddesses, or highly estimable. And they rejoiced at the news. Later Gabriel told him about the words that Satan inserted or recited through him, so Muhammad was grieved. And he was comforted by these verses. Namely, he found solace in these verses. Imam Abu Ghafar al-Nahas, in his comment on this incident of the semi-goddesses, says, Satan cast this down into the recitation of the messenger.